What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video we'll be looking at what you need to know before going solar. There are necessary things you need to know before going solar to have a very good solar experience. Number one thing you need to know before going solar is knowing the power consumption of all your appliances. Knowing the power consumption of all your appliances is very essential in determining the size of your system. There are two methods to determine the power consumption of all your appliances. Number one is checking your electricity bill. Your electricity bill contains your power consumption in a month. So if you want to know your daily power consumption, divide the total power consumption in your electricity bill by a number of days that makes up the month. Then the second method of knowing the power consumption of all your appliances is carrying out energy audit. Carrying out energy audit warrants that you check the specification sheet or the nameplate of all your appliances. Let's say for example that you have a television. You check the specification sheet of your television, you'll be able to see the rated power of your television. The same for your fan, the same for your home theater. If you cannot find the power rating of your appliance in watts, they might give you the current rating and the voltage rating without giving you the power rating. Use this formula, P equals to IV. That is power equals to current times voltage, to be able to know the power rating of that appliance. The total power rating of all your appliances determines the size of your inverter. Let's take for example that the total power rating of all your appliances is 4000 watts. You will definitely need 5 to 6000 watt inverter to be able to power a 4000 watt load conveniently. You need to give extra allowance to your inverter to be able to accommodate extra load in the future or handle high startup surge from inductive loads. For you to determine your battery capacity or your battery size, you need to know how many hours you want to run those appliances. Let's say for example that you have a 100 watt fridge and you want to run it for 18 hours. The energy consumption of that fridge will be 100 watts times 18, which will give you 1800 watt hour. So your fridge needs 1800 watt hour of energy to be on in a day. So calculate the same for your whole appliances. Write out the appliance and write out how many hours you want to run the appliance to get the total energy consumption per day in kilowatt hour. The total energy consumption of all your load will determine the size of battery you need to buy, and the battery capacity will determine the size of your solar panel, and your solar panel will determine the size of your solar charge controller. The second thing you need to know before going solar is knowing the kind of load you have in your house. There are basically two types of loads: resistive loads and inductive loads. Resistive loads are those loads that convert electrical energy to heat. Examples of resistive loads are incandescent light bulb, electric iron, electric boiler, infrared cooker, and so on. Then inductive loads are those loads that convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. Examples of inductive loads are fridge, fan, AC, water pumps, and so on. If you have more of inductive loads, you will definitely need a low frequency inverter to be able to handle high startup surge from such loads. Low frequency inverters can handle high startup surge from inductive loads conveniently. But if you have more of resistive loads and electronic gadgets like computer, laptop, smart TVs, LED bulbs, and so on, high frequency inverter is also a very good choice. Even though that low frequency inverter can handle both resistive load and inductive loads, but high frequency inverter can only handle resistive loads and small electronic gadgets. Then the third thing you need to know before going solar is knowing the weather condition of your area. If you are living in hot climate, you will definitely need a solar panel that has high temperature coefficient. Most solar panels has 25 degrees C temperature coefficient, so that above 25 degrees C the solar panel begins to lose its efficiency. And also hot climate areas like deserts has between 6 to 7 hours of daily sunshine, which helps to reduce the amount of solar panel you need to harvest enough energy for your daily use. But if you are living in cloudy areas where there is low intensity of sunlight, you will definitely need a large solar array to be able to harvest enough energy for your daily use. Then the fourth thing you need to know before going solar is panel orientation. Under panel orientation, you have the azimuth. If you are living in southern hemisphere, your solar panel should definitely face north. But if you are living in northern hemisphere, your solar panel should definitely face south. But if you cannot face your solar panel north or south, depending on the hemisphere you are living in, it's wise that you face your solar panel either east or west to capture early morning and late afternoon sun. Then the second one under panel orientation is tilt angle. The ideal tilt angle of your solar panels solely depends on the latitude of where you live. Even though that most rooftop solar has specified tilt angle that the solar panel will mount on, but if you have flat roof or need to mount your panel in a ground mount system, your solar panel should be elevated between 20 to 35% from the horizontal. Then the fifth thing you need to know before going solar is oversizing your system for the future. It is very essential to oversize your system for the future to accommodate extra loads in the future and also help with high startup surge from inductive loads. Your solar system should be at least 20 to 30% bigger than your current load. Then the sixth thing you need to know before going solar is checking the available space in your roof or on the ground to mount your panels. It is very essential to check the available space you have to mount your panels, so that if you have limited space to mount your panels, you will definitely need to go for a high efficiency, high wattage monocrystalline solar panel to be able to maximize the space you have. But if you have enough space to mount your panels, you can either go for a monocrystalline solar panel or polycrystalline solar panel. And also, if you are going for a larger system, you will definitely need a very large space for you to mount your solar panel. So your available space determines the size of your solar system. If you find this video useful, do well to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on your notification button so you'll be notified when I release new videos. See you in the next video.